everybody and welcome to our summer term. Now the start of every term is always really lovely, and I think this term has a really special meaning. It's one that I think we will all look back on in a few years' time or even in a few weeks' time and have a great sense of pride about. So I really want to encourage you to look at the start of this summer term, despite the fact that it's so very different, as something really rather positive, something that you can really get stuck into and get the very best out of. And I'm going to talk to you about that and a few things that I would normally do at the start of our term. And so the first thing that I want to talk to you about is about making sure that you know what your day is going to be like. How will you do that? Well, you'll look at the timetable that's been sent to you, and we'll make sure that you get that in advance each time we go into a new week. Have a look at what's coming up, get yourself a little bit prepared, both in your mind, but also with a place to work and all the equipment that you need. So that's the first thing that you need to do. Make sure you actually know what's coming up. The second thing is, I want you to be patient. I want you to be patient with yourself. I want you to be patient with the people around you at home, and I want you to be patient with your teachers as well, because inevitably, as we've made such a seismic shift, such a big shift, there are bound to be some teething problems. Do you know, I've often said to you at the start of term that it's not unusual to feel nervous. It's not unusual to feel nervous when we come back to term because we've had a bit of a break and we've got used to a whole different routine. And I've often said to you, and you'll remember this, that teachers feel that way too. They get nervous, they feel a bit anxious. But this situation, I think, is even more unusual, isn't it? And so what I'm going to say is just be patient. Don't be worried, don't be anxious. If things don't go quite as smoothly as you expect the first time, it's fine. We will work our way through it, and over time we'll all get better and better at this. We'll know how to use the platforms, we'll know how to get the work from it and how to put the work back in. We'll learn about how we work online in what's known as synchronous, that means sort of live, but also asynchronous, when we're working a little more independently. We'll get used to all of those things, and over time it will build and it will definitely get better. So be patient with yourselves, be patient with everyone around you, and remember that your teachers are working really, really hard. And I do just want to take a moment to say thank you to them in advance for what is a really, really important time in their work. And I just want to thank them for their dedication and their hard work. And I know that they are committed to giving the very best that they can and getting better over time. Now, often when we start a term, particularly actually when we've come back after a really long holiday in the summer, I'll go over the golden rules. And you may think, well, Mr. Phelan, why are you deciding to choose that as your theme for assembly today? It would be a really good question for you to ask. And actually, it's because of the different nature and the fact that you're going to be at home, but you are actually going to be at school. And I thought it's really important. So I've written to parents and in a document about online learning, and I've put some information there about the golden rules and about how we should use the internet safely. And I know that parents will really help you and look after you in that regard. But I do just want to go through the golden rules with you. So I've got one of our homework diaries here, which I imagine many of you in upper school have still got in your bags. Let me read it to you. You can find it in the document I've also sent to parents as well. It's a poster that I've put in there, but it's 6 things, isn't it, that we have, that we say we all follow. We say we are gentle, we are kind and helpful, we listen, we are honest, we work hard, and we look after property. Now you might think, well, Mr. Phelan, I'm at home, why does that matter? Well, actually, I think all of those things are really important. We are gentle. Think about how we use the equipment that we've got. Some of it might be your own personal equipment, other things might belong to other people. That ties in, doesn't it, with looking after property, our last one as well. So let's remember to look after those items and keep them in the best working order as we can, because they're actually really, really critical to the success for your learning. We're kind and we're helpful. We all have opportunities in your learning to interact with one another. Think about how you can build one another up, how you can encourage one another up, how your comments can really help one another. So make sure that you remember that. Make sure you listen. Listen to your parents. Make sure that you're doing as they ask you to do. And if they decide that they want you to do something a bit differently at a different time, that's absolutely fine. I've said that in my document to parents. We understand, I understand. It's not always going to work smoothly against the timetable, but that's the model that we've got, and then that can be adapted. So listen to your parents, please. Also, listen in those lessons, read carefully the instructions, and make sure you know what you're supposed to be doing. And then work hard. Do you remember I spoke about that, didn't I, a while ago, about working hard on your learning and also on your family work. And I know that you're all going to be carrying on doing that. And it's going to be, I think, a really exciting term. So let's remember those golden rules as we go into that. I'm going to remember them as the headmaster. I'm going to try and live my life by those 6 things as the headmaster. I know your parents are going to do exactly the same. That's one of the reasons why they chose Duncan, because they looked at those values and thought, you know what, we really agree with those. And I want you to remember them and for you to follow them too, as I know all of the teaching staff will as well. So I have a bit of a challenge for you on that. You know already in the Spirit of Duncan page, and I'm hoping that you've had the chance to look at that, and really wonderful things that are in there, that there is a series of exhibitions around creative arts. Well, I'd like to run my own little sub one of that, just for me, just as the headmaster, and it's about the golden rules. And I would love it if outside of curriculum time, that must take preference, but outside of curriculum time, if you would like to design a poster for me and have a picture of it taken and sent to me digitally, or if you want to design one on a software package like Publisher, for example, and then send it to me, I would really love that, one that encapsulates those golden rules. So I'll read them to you again, just in case you can't remember. Remember, they are: we are gentle, we are kind and helpful, we listen, we are honest, we work hard, and we look after property. And I'd really, really appreciate it if you could send me one of those. Now, you don't have to. It's absolutely fine if you don't want to. But if you do, I'd love it, not least for me, just to see some of the work that you're doing. And you can have that sent to me via email to my email address, which is jeremy.phelan@duncan-school.co.uk. And that can be found on our website, and I have put a link to email addresses in several of the documents that I've sent, so parents can find that. And if you want to take part in that, I'd really love it for you to do so. Let's run that throughout the whole of this week, and then I can make reference to that. Maybe we can celebrate some of those in our assembly the following Monday. So thanks for that in advance, because I really think that that would be a great thing to have. So my reminders: be patient, know your timetable, make sure you've got the right equipment in the right place, have that flexibility I spoke about, that if parents need you to do something a little bit different, that's absolutely fine, and enjoy it. Enjoy your learning. I'd say that to you if we were in Newhall now. I'm saying it to you wherever you're sat watching this. Enjoy your learning. Get fully stuck in. Get involved. Don't let lessons pass you by and not get involved. Get involved, and I absolutely guarantee that you will look back on this at some point, even in the near future, but certainly much later on, and you'll think, my goodness, what a really good experience that was out of something that was very difficult. Actually, we made it something really good because we all worked together, we all stuck together, we all did our bit. So have a lovely start to your term. Don't panic if it doesn't quite go as smoothly as you want. Get involved. We'll build on it, we'll get better and better, and all being well, it won't be long and we'll be back together. But in that interim, let's do our best to really make the very best of this. So just as we've done in all of our online assemblies so far, and I think we'll stick with this for a while because it's good to have that regularity, I think it's good to have that familiarity, I'm going to ask you, if you want to join me, to put your hands together and your eyes closed as I say the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Lovely. Good. Well, I'll be sending another video for us, an assembly video for us for Friday, and I'm actually going to be looking at the theme of heroes. So in anticipation of that, you might want to have a think about your heroes. It could be a sporting hero, it could be someone from history, it might even be somebody else. I know I've spoken about this topic before in assemblies, but I thought it would be quite good to have a little look at people that we really admire and look up to from history, for me particularly, that I think would be of use. Have a really great week. Do your best. Thanks for those pictures if you send them through